And let's now bring in our guest this segment from lockerreport.com. You can follow him on twitter.com/2bsports. It's our buddy, Barry Barnes. Hey, Barry, how you doing?
Hey, man. How you feeling this evening, my friend?
I'm good.
Did you enjoy the day?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Yourself?
Oh, this is like Christmas morning for me. I call it football miss.
Hey, Barry, I know you cover the Redskins. Big victory today for them in New Orleans, huh?
Yeah, that was very refreshing to see this young team come out and actually have the perfect game plan for R3G. For Robert Griffin III. So I was trying to keep everything in front of him, not trying to get him to throw the ball deep. Pretty much try to keep everything tight with a lot of slant passes. The running game was the best part that actually allowed him to control the game. But I have to give more credit, especially to their defense. Their defense is younger, but they look so fast out there. They was very aggressive. And for them to be in Drew Brees' face the entire game, that actually kept the Saints out of sync through the entire game, because not once in that game, only until towards late in the game when you saw the Saints actually trying to move the ball down the field, that they actually kept them, off-centered in what they wanted to do. I know Drew Brees liked to hit, a lot of passes deep down the middle of the field, down the sideline. No way how they came out with the Redskins secondary. They kept everything tight, kept everyone in front of them. They didn't have a lot of missed tackles, which is something that always plagued them in the past. So for them to go out there and be as aggressive as they were, and allow Robert Griffin to do what he was able to do and give the confidence for him to move the ball down the field along with their running game, that was the biggest part for them, to come out being successful and be going 1-0 in week 1.
Just giving people an update in Seattle, Arizona's game. It is going to be 3rd and goal for Seattle. They were forced to use their final timeout on an injury as a Ballard stretched out, laid out for a diving catch in the end zone attempt. He hauls it in, drops it as he brings it into his chest, and they're now tending to him on the field in the end zone. So that'll cost Seattle their final timeout. It'll be 3rd and goal, I believe. Or no, Stefano, you had it as first down at the 13, correct?
That's right, 3rd and 10 from the 13 now.
So 3rd and 10 from the 13-yard line. Seattle with a chance to still come back. They're down 4 points right now, 42 seconds remaining there. Meanwhile, in Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers heaving it up in the air. It is no good. That was at the San Francisco 15-yard line or so. Green Bay still alive in that one, under a minute remaining there. How about, Barry, what you saw today, or what you're seeing, we're all seeing today from San Francisco as they're going in to Green Bay? It looks like, they add Randy Moss, who certainly helped them in the first half there. They bring back all 11 defensive starters, and this would be a tremendous win against a team that went 15-1 last year.
Yeah, I agree. This is actually my prediction of the NFC Championship game this year. This Green Bay and the 49ers. So to see the type of game that we should expect, as far as, predicting-wise, that I think they're going to have to settle who go to the Super Bowl, and I believe the outcome is going to be the same. And in this situation where the 49ers had to, pretty much be on the field defensively, that's where they want to be at. When the game is in balance, they'll prefer their defense to be on the field, going up against the best. And the day they went up against one of the best in the league, in Aaron Rodgers, and for them to actually control Aaron Rodgers, not allowing him to get, into his flow, with his pass catches, trying to, get up and down the field like they're accustomed to against any other team in the NFL. For the 49ers to go out there and be, sure tacklers, that's the best part about it, is that they're not a bunch of hitters. These guys are going to grab and wrap up. And throughout the course of the game, every time one of the receivers caught the ball, there really wasn't a lot of yards after the catch. And that was the best part about the 49ers defense, that when they actually grab you, they bring you down. So they actually kept the Packers receivers in front of them, which is hard to do, and also contain Aaron Rodgers and beat him up, for the most part of the game. So that was a perfect game on the 49ers laid out, and that's the type of game they'll love to have online with these guys, having the opportunity to win the game on the defense side of the ball.
Barry Barnes joining us from lockerreport.com. Another pass interference penalty. Seattle, 1st and goal right now. They just ran it. Unbelievable. They ran the ball. 31 seconds remaining now. It'll be 2nd and goal. They have no timeouts. Marshawn Lynch goes nowhere. They're now scrambling to run another play. Meanwhile, Green Bay, it is now a final. San Fran winning 30-22. Big victory today for the 49ers as they start off on the right foot, certainly. Elsewhere today, Barry, how about Cleveland? It doesn't matter who the coach is, who the players are. They lose every game in a heartbreaking fashion at home, it seems.
Yes, it does, and it's, no matter what kind of changes they're trying to find, to put something new on the field, if you want to go with Brandon over Colt McCoy, you were thinking they would go in there to give the Cleveland fans something to think about going into this game, letting them know that they're trying to win, they're trying to do something, trying to put a different and better product on the field. But today was one of those days where they actually had a lot of opportunities to actually win. Only problem was because the Eagles, they were actually flat all day, and Michael Vick didn't have one of his best games, and the opportunity was there for the Browns to actually, capture that game because the Eagles kept giving them opportunity after opportunity. But the Eagles did show their poise down the stretch, going into the fourth quarter, where Michael Vick was on point with his passes to orchestrate, that late touchdown drive. But the Browns, it's the beginning of the season. The last thing you want to say, well, this is how this season's going to be. Always being close, always playing well the first three quarters, and then wind up giving the game away or having mental breakdowns in the fourth quarter, which always causes them to lose because that's what has happened to them for the past, several years. Play well the first three quarters, mess it up in the fourth quarter.
All right, some kind of confusion in the Arizona game. It is 2016 Arizona. It looks like, second and goal, 30 seconds left. The clock has stopped. They're discussing something on the field. Not sure what it is. Could be a timeout by Arizona. I'm not really quite sure. I don't see any booth review, but in any event, we will update you on what's happening in that game. We're chatting with Barry Barnes from LockerReport.com, talking some NFL here on the show. Barry, elsewhere today, the Houston Texans get a win that everyone thought was predictable, and sure enough, probably the most predictable win of the day, 30-10. Matt Schaub, though, looked healthy for a guy who missed some games down the stretch last year.
Yeah, and at the same time, his first, opponent was the Miami Dolphins. That also helped out in a big way for him, too, because this team is actually one of those teams that's, trying to rebuild. They're trying to set things in order, put things around Ryan Tannehill, to be able to actually be that franchise quarterback, that first-round quarterback they drafted since Dan Marino. And so they want to go out there, the same thing with, the Cleveland Browns. Miami want to go out there with a good product on the field. And they do have talent. It's just that you have to put everything together. Unfortunately, the passes that ran at Tannehill, except for the first one he threw that was interception, they were just tip balls from, the line of scrimmage. And one of the things he has to do, I know when you look at this tape, over and over, is that he has to get that ball out a little higher, and then at the same time not underestimate the athleticism of these guys in the NFL, because the defenders, they was all over him. They crowded him. He was going up against a solid defense in the Texans, one of the teams that's actually looked upon as being a Super Bowl contender, and they actually led by their defense as well. So with Matt Schaub coming out there, his job was a little easier, compared to what Tannehill to go up against. And plus, Matt Schaub got that monkey off his back because he signed that 4-year extension, for $62 million today. So the part of him playing football that's the main thing he can focus on now. He don't have to worry about where he's going to be at next year. When he become a free agent, that whole thing is dead now. So I believe that's going to take a lot of stress off of him. And that actually showed today going against Miami. So I wouldn't be surprised if he stay on the road for the rest of the season.
He is Barry Barnes. You can check out the website, LockerReport.com. You can also follow him on Twitter.com/2B Sports. Hey, Barry, when are you next on with Tony?
Oh, next time I'm going to talk to Tony on Tuesday.
All right, so check out Barry on Tuesday right here on TSN 690 on the Montreal Forum. Barry, thanks for your time tonight.
Hey, not a problem. Anytime. And it was good to see Agent Peterson out there because I was able to talk to him at his finale last year with the Washington Redskins, and to see that, he was able to get back out in that field to be 100% and put up some great fantasy numbers. It was great to see him out there today.
Yeah, good point. Barry, you got a prediction tonight? Broncos, Steelers.
Well, at the beginning I had the Steelers, but, without Ryan Clark being there, I would like to change my, my pick to the Broncos. I had to stick with what I had put out earlier week, so I'm going with the Steelers.
All right, I'll take it. I'm a Bronco fan. Thanks, Brian.